Welcome students. This is ninth chapter evaluation. In your book they have given two parts for ninth chapter. Ninth chapter evaluation. One match the following has been given. Just you try. What is meant by modulus? What division means? It gives the result as quotient. So, for example, 5 divided by 2, the value will be the quotient. 5 modulus 2, the value will be 1 because it gives the remainder. So, for modulus, answer will be the remainder of a division. And next one is separator. This separator is also called as punctuators, as which we have discussed earlier. The punctuators and separators are both are same. Next one is stream extraction. The other name for stream extraction is get from operator. Stream insertion is also there, that is put to. Here stream extraction has been given. Stream extraction is also called as get from. Next, lexical units. The other name for token is called as lexical units. The smallest individual unit in a program is called as tokens. The other name for token is lexical unit. So, answer for this one is modulus means remainder of a division, and separator means punctuator. Stream extraction means get from. Lexical units mean tokens. Next, already we have discussed about the type of errors. That is, 3 types of errors are there. That is syntax error, semantic error, logical error. Let us see error in a program. In this program, what type of error is there? Like that we are going to find. Each and every C++ program, the beginning line is hash include IOStream. In this program, it is missing. And 5th line of the program, at the end of the statement, semicolon is missing. And in also seeing the operator less than operator has been given wrongly. So, these 2 errors are there. And one more error, that is after the end of the program, closing curly should be there. But in this program, curly braces is missing. Here, syntax error is in this program. Let us see the next program. Here also we are going to find the error. Hash include, first line is correct. Next, using namespace std, it is also correct, and int main. And next, we have declared the variable height and w. If we are declaring more than one variable in a same statement, we have to use comma for separating the 2 variable, h, comma, w. But here they have given h equal to 10, semicolon, w equal to 12. So it is an error. It is also an syntactic error in this program. Next, we will go for the data type. This is also a 9th chapter, second part of the 9th chapter in your book. Data type. First, let us see the concept of data type. Here, one example has been given. Name equal Ram, age equal to 15, average mark equal to 85.6. Name equal to Ram, that is, name means it accepts only alphabets. In name, only alphabets are there. So, it is a character data type. Next, age. Age means always we represent the age only in whole numbers, that is integer. 15, 20, 30 like that. So, it is an integer. Age is an integer. Next, average mark. Average will always be with decimal places, that is called float. These 3 are the main 3 categories of data type in all the computer languages, that is character, integer, and then float. Next, we will see about the C++ data types. There are three categories of C++ data types available. That is fundamental data type, user defined data type, and then derived data type. And also these data types can have several classification. Let us see the various classification of data types. The user defined data types has been classified as structure, union, class, and enumeration. Fundamental built-in data type has been classified into integral type, void, and floating point. This integral type is again classified into integer and character. Integer means it accepts only whole numbers. Character means it accepts only alphabets, characters, which should be enclosed with single quotes. And void, it is one of the data type. It does not return any value. And next one is a floating point data type that is classified into float and double. Next, derived data type. Derived data type classification is array, function, pointer, and reference. Let us see the fundamental built-in data type first. Before that, we should know the declaration of the variable and also the example for that variable. For declaring the variable, we need a syntax. First you have to give the data type and then you have to give variable name. See the first example, that is int num1, and the example, next example, int num1 comma num2 comma sum. First example, only one variable has been declared, that is num1. In the second example, three variables has been declared, that is num1, num2 and sum. So in this way only we can declare the variable. Let us see the fundamental data types in C++. This is a predefined data type. Predefined means already it is defined in C++. We are not creating. User defined means users are creating a data type, that is called user defined. Fundamental means it is already created. These fundamental data types are classified into character, integer, float, double, and void. First let us see the integer data type. The integer data type means it accepts only integer numbers, that is whole numbers. We can store only the integer values. Here one integer data type has been given, int num equal to 12. So we have given only the integer value in num. Next, character data type. The character data type means it accepts only the characters. It can store character values and also the integer value. Here one example has been given, character C equal to capital A. Now we are printing that, so the capital A will be printed. And in second example, we have given character CH equal to capital A. Then we have added 1 with that character, it will be printed. Next example we will see for the character data type. Here int n is given and character ch is given. Now we are getting the input from the user. The user has given the input as 100. Next ch equal to n. N value we have given is 100. Ch equal to n. So ch equal 100. Ch is a character. It will print only the characters. So the ASCII value for 100 is small d. So small d has been printed. Next, as I already said, ASCII value for capital A is 65 and capital B is 66, like that. And ASCII value for small a is 97. So small d value is 100. So the user has given 100 for n and n has been converted to character. So ch equal to n means d, small d will be printed in this program. Next, let us see the float data type. Float data type means the number with decimal places, that is called float. It will accept only the values with the decimal places, that is floating point value. This has two advantages, that is it can represent the values between the integers and also it can accept greater range of values. After the decimal place means point. After the point, there are as many as numbers we can give. Let us see one example for the float data type. Float num equaled 13.4. So here the decimal place 4 is there. So this is the floating data type. Next term, double data type. Floating data type is a single precision data type, and double means it has double precision. After the decimal place, the float will accept only 7 digits, but double data type, after the decimal place, it accepts 14 digits. Double precision means it accepts 14 digits. And next one is void data type. The literal meaning for void is empty space, that it does not return any value. When you are using this data type in a program, it is an empty set of values. It does not return any value. Next, let us see one of the example to find the curved surface area of a cylinder, that is CSA. The formula for CSA is 2 pi r h. That is the formula for curved surface area of a cylinder. Let us see the example for this one. First, we have given the main program, float pi equal to 3.14. Why we have given as float? Because we are going to use the decimal value, that is 3.14. So we have declared the variable as float. Otherwise, we can declare it as an integer. Here we are using the decimal place values, so we have used the integer. Instead of integer, we have used float. Radius, height and CSA. First, heading has been printed as curved surface area of a cylinder, and then we are getting the input radius, height, we are getting from the user. Radius has been given as 7 and height has been given as 20, and we are printing the radius and height. So radius 7 cm and height 20 cm has been printed. And finally we are calculating CSA, that is 2 into pi into radius into height. Radius 7, height 20. So CSA has been calculated. Finally, we are printing radius 7 cm, height 20 cm, and curved surface area of a cylinder is printed as 879.2 square centimeter. So in this program, we have used the float data type, and we are getting input from the user, radius and height by using the input statement cin, and we are printing the radius, height and CSA by using the output statement. So in this program, we can easily understand about the variable declaration. As a float variable we have declared, and we have printed the detail which we want. Okay. In next class, we will see about the remaining variable definitions. Thank you.